All right, we're going to multiply and divide some rational expressions, and we're going to review multiplying and dividing fractions because that is going to transfer to multiplying and dividing rational expressions. So we're going to look at 3/4 times 5/7, and we multiply fractions by multiplying straight across. So we do 3 times 5 is 15, and 4 times 7 is 28. So we multiply straight across. Okay, so here we multiply the numerators together and we multiply the denominators together. So we're going to do 2 times x is 2x. And then we're going to have to use FOIL to multiply these two. So we're going to do x times x is x squared. Outside is 1x, inside is negative 4x. So 1x minus 4x is negative 3x, and then negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Okay, now this one's different because we're multiplying a whole number times a fraction. So to make this a fraction, we put a 1 under it, and then we multiply straight across. So 2 times 4 is 8, and 1 times 9 is 9. Okay. Right, so over here we're going to do the same thing. This is a whole number, the 3. So we put a 1 under it, and we multiply straight across. So 3 times 8 is 24. 1 times x plus 6 is just x plus 6. Okay, now this is like a whole number. So we put a 1 under it because it doesn't have a denominator, so we can put a 1 there. And then we'll multiply straight across. So we have to distribute the 8 to each one. So 8 times x is 8x, and 8 times 1 is 8 over 1 times x plus 6. Okay, then on number 3. This one is different because we can actually cancel out some factors before we multiply. So because 4 will go into 4 once, and 4 will go into 4 once, we can cancel those out, or we can just cancel out the 4s. And we can cancel these because we are multiplying. We cannot cancel if we're adding or subtracting, only when multiplying. So 1 times 1 is 1, and 9 times 1 is 9. Get 1/9. So over here, since we are multiplying, we could cancel out the x plus 3's because they're alike. You can cancel out 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom. So we're going to have 2x over x minus 1. Okay, on this one, we can, there's got some common factors, so we can cancel some out, but you have they're kind of hidden, but since 5 will go into 5 once, and 5 will go into 15 3 times, we can do that. And then 2 will go into 4 and 6, so 2 will go into 4 twice, and 2 will go into 6 3 times. That gives us 2 times 1 is 2, over 3 times 3 is 9. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to find some factors that they have in common and cancel them out. And in order to do that, we're going to factor this and factor this one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and factor it down here because we don't have a whole lot of room. But this will be x times x. And then we could do 2 times 10, 4 times 5, and it looks like 4 times 5 would be good because when you add 4x and 5x, you get 9x. So we're going to mark this out now because we have this instead of what we had here. And then this has a common factor. There's a 2 in both of these, so we're going to do 2 parentheses x minus 3. All right, now we have some things that will cancel. The x plus 5s, there's 1 on the bottom and 1 on the top. There's an x minus 3 on the top and an x minus 3 on the bottom. And once again, we can cancel these because we are multiplying. So that leaves us with not anything on the top, but we have to have something up there, so we put a placeholder of a 1. Put 1 over 2 parentheses x plus 4. All right, then on division, you divide fractions by keeping the first fraction the same, changing the division to times, to multiplication, and flipping the second fraction over. So it's keep, change, flip. That's how we do that. Always flip the second one, keep the first one the same. And then we can multiply straight across. So 2 times 8 is 16. 3 times 1 is 3. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to keep the first fraction the same, 2x plus 4 over x plus 3. And then we're going to make this a times and then flip the second, x minus 2 over 5. And there's nothing that will cancel. Oh, maybe there is. No, there's not. So then we have to multiply straight across. So we have to FOIL this one. So 2x times x is 2x squared. 4 times x is 4x. And negative 2 times 2x is negative 4x. So those cancel out. And we get 4 times negative 2, which is negative 8, over, and then we can multiply these together, 5x plus 15. We could have multiplied this out too and gotten 1 over 2x plus 8. All right, the last one, 3/2 divided by 1/8. We'll keep the first one the same, change the division to times, flip the second fraction. Keep, flip, keep, change, flip. And then now we can look for common factors, and 2 will go into 2 once, and 2 will go into 8 4 times. Then we do 3 times 4 is 12, over 1 times 1 is 1, and that equals 12. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do 4 over x plus 3, keep the first fraction the same, change the division to times, and then we're going to flip this fraction. But when we flip it, we're going to go ahead and factor this out. So we'll have 2 parentheses, we'll have x times x, and then for 3 we can use 3 times 1, and then we need to get a positive 4x. So if we do both plus, then we have a 1x and a 3x, and that's a 4x. And then down here we have x minus 7. Because we're multiplying, we can cancel out an x plus 3 in the bottom and an x plus 3 in the top. So now we have 4 times x plus 1, which is 4x plus 4, over x minus 7. Okay, so remember, when can you simplify a fraction? When you are multiplying. Okay, and you can simplify it when you have common factors. Okay, so on the back of this page are some problems that there's just 1 through 6, and you need to, when you get an answer, it should be somewhere here in the bottom. So let's look at number 1 and see what we can do. The 4 and the 16 are common factors, so we can divide 4 into 4, and that'll go once, and 4 into 16 will go 4 times. Another thing we can do is we can cancel out an x here and take an x out of here, and that'll leave us with x squared. So now we'll multiply straight across, and 7 times 4 is 28 over 5x squared. And then I'm going to do one of these, and I'm going to leave you with 4 to do. How about number 4? Actually, I'm going to let you try this, and if you have any questions, you can ask me.